After her soldier husband died in Afghanistan, a young woman became a widow. After 2 days of mourning, she retrieved his deployed laptop and discovered a secret file he had stashed away. What it contained shocked her. Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos. Tragically, 26-year-old U.S. Army First Lieutenant Todd Weaver of Hampton, Virginia, was killed by an IED while serving his second tour in Afghanistan. His wife, Emma, and their baby, Kylie, would never remember their loving father because she was too young. Todd came to the realization that this may happen. Therefore, he took action in the days leading up to his death. But it wasn't until days after his funeral that his wife found out. The laptop that her husband had used while deployed was given to Emma alongside his remains. Emma was so distraught and overwhelmed by the reality of burying her husband that she didn't have time to examine the device in detail until 2 days after the burial. Friends and relatives were able to pay their respects at a memorial service after the honored officer's body was returned home. Donations to the Children of Fallen Soldiers Relief Fund were requested in lieu of floral tributes. Emma accessed Todd's laptop for the first time 2 days later. She was rendered speechless as she beheld what was on the screen. Tragically, Emma's husband and the father of her child had been killed in an explosion in Afghanistan. The young widow must have been devastated to hear the news and realize she would never get the chance to say goodbye. Nevertheless, Todd had left something on his computer the whole time. Something he had set aside for his wife and child in case he passed away. 2 Word documents were visible on the computer desktop, and she couldn't believe her eyes. One was named Dear Emma, while the other was named Dear Kylie. The harsh truth hit almost instantly. If her husband did not return home alive, Emma and their daughter would receive these messages, she realized, as Emma started to read her husband's farewell letter. My precious Emma, if you are reading this, then I assume I missed my chance to tell you how much I love you since I didn't make it home. My heart will forever be devoted to you, my darling. Despite my absence, know that I am keeping a watchful eye on you. I am not dead. In fact, my spirit will remain with you forever. I understand how tough this is for you, but I also know that you can get through this. Keep that in mind always. Rest assured, God had a plan for our lives before we were born. There was a purpose behind this. You might not believe it right now, but you will. You have no idea how much of an impact you have on my life. There is no better wife than mine. She is lovely, compassionate, and full of love. I will never forget the most wonderful times of my life, which we have spent together over the past few years. My life may have seemed brief, but I experienced more than most people can imagine. The ideal woman was the one I wed. Every day, my stunning daughter continues to astound me. At one point, I even had 2 fantastic pets. There is nothing more I could desire. If you're feeling down, remember all the good times we had. Behold our daughter. How stunning she is. Stand firm for her sake. Make sure she remembers her papa and knows my undying love for her. I will never forget the day she was born. She was the most wonderful thing that had ever happened to me. Everything wonderful and lovely in this world is reflected in her laughter and grin. Reassure her that her daddy is now in paradise and will keep a constant eye on her. Emma, I adore you, but you must never be scared to pursue your happiness. It's crucial that you keep experiencing joy in your life. Believe that better times are on the way, even though they seem insurmountable at the moment. It has been my pleasure to share in your joy as you and Kylie embark on this next chapter of your lives. Goodbye, my dear. Todd, your devoted spouse. In addition to sharing his deepest feelings with his wife, Todd also penned a moving letter to his small daughter. Despite the pain of reading his words, they were clearly meant to provide Emma and Kylie with strength after his passing. The second letter was written by Todd to his 9-month-old daughter, Kylie. Kylie, my dear, even though you might not remember my name, my darling, I hope you realize how much your daddy loves you. At the 9-month mark, I departed for Afghanistan. Leaving you was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. My darling, you are a precious blessing from God, and I cherish you deeply. Your birth was the most joyous occasion of my life. My heart would simply melt whenever I caught a glimpse of your smile. My darling, you were mine until you came into this world. My life was incomplete. Keep in mind that your daddy is still here. Even though I will miss being able to watch you grow up, I am looking down on you from heaven now, grinning from ear to ear. Your mom is fantastic, and you're so lucky to have her as your caregiver. Always be there to support her, and do what you can to make her happy. No matter what, make it a habit to pray before bed and count your blessings every day. You are loved and cherished by many, and you should never forget that. Make every effort to learn as much as you can about the world around you when you start school. The world will treat you kindly if you are always kind and helpful to others. However, keep in mind that God is in control and has a plan for your life, even when it seems like nothing is going right. Your future is filled with endless possibilities and beauty. Keep in mind that your papa loves you and is proud of you no matter what, so go ahead and enjoy yourself. My darling, you are and always will be, with all my heart, Daddy. Todd Weaver's courageous service, during which he knew he might have to give his life for his country, was reflected in the passionate and powerful letters he wrote to the leading ladies of his brief life. Despite how painful they were to read, Emma found strength and serenity in them. She wrote on her website, "A Day in the Life." "I don't think I could handle witnessing the horrors of war on a daily basis, let alone mustering the strength to say farewell to loved ones through letters. He was incredibly courageous," Emma said. She went on to say that Todd's words give her strength, and she strives to face each day with the same determination he would have. She wanted to carry his words of encouragement with her forever, so she had them overlaid on pictures. The couple's wedding photo was used for her letter, while a picture of tiny Kylie with her dad reading to her, when she was about a week old, was displayed next to hers. The Daily Mail reports that Emma has both letters prominently displayed on a wall in her home. Although they are private letters, I've thought long and hard about how significant they are and the importance of sharing the depth of wisdom Todd had for being just 26 years old at the time of his death, Emma said. Everyone, regardless of their stance on war, should respect and remember those who fight for our freedom and put their lives on the line when duty calls. A brave soldier among them was Lieutenant Todd Weaver. The gallantry with which he gave his life while commanding a platoon in defense of his nation was unparalleled and, to many, incomprehensible. Nobody can fathom what it must have been like for him to go off to war at just 26 years old and write such heartbreaking words to his wife and child. Not only was he courageous, but he also understood something that most people don't grasp until it's too late. You never know when you might get another opportunity to tell the people you care about how you feel.